everybody? We are back for our second matchup of the night in the Rival League with Distortion versus Galaxy, and I have Mr. Magmer with me.
How you doing?
Doing good. Last time we saw Galaxy, they clapped Rockerman's team. It was kind of an unfortunate occurrence for Mr. Rockerman, but man, it was quite the beating on stream.
I mean,
And last time we saw Distortion, they got a win on stream as well.
yeah, well, Rockerman isn't really much competition, so what else would you expect?
You know, you're not wrong. But actually, we did see Zyril on Saturday Night Rocket League last week, which was quite the event. If anybody managed to miss that event, that was, and he actually played really well against the Grandmasters. So I'm looking to expect big things from him. And if he can score a lot of goals, I'm apparently gifting him a sub. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, for sure. I think this matchup should be actually a really good one, to be honest. Both Distortion and Galaxy in the middle of the pack. I mean, it's definitely going to be close, or at least I hope.
Yeah, I think it should be close. I believe Distortion's sitting at 6 and 5, while Galaxy's at 5 and 6. And based on what I have seen from Galaxy, I was kind of expecting to have a slightly better record. But I mean, either way, like you said, they're both kind of fighting for that playoff spot. So this will kind of be a pivotal point in the season.
Yeah, for sure, because really Galaxy's in a race with Parallax for the third spot in the Eastern Conference, because they have both Blaze and Knights. One team's, I believe, is 11 and 0, and the other is like 9 and 2.
Yeah, Knights are absolutely clapping at the moment. That's the old team I was on, so I'm glad to see that they're going to make playoffs again.
Yeah.
And one thing I can say is our team definitely didn't make it to 11 and 0. That's for sure. I think we managed to get the second seed by circumstance on the very last game of the season, as there was like a 4-way tie or something.
Was it your team that ended up having to forfeit out of playoffs? No, that
No,
was
my team won season 1. That was Linty's team.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the Distortion to show up though at the moment, so hopefully we can get this game going here shortly. Wherever Teskimo is lurking. But now, I know that you're in the Rival League, Magmer. So, I heard you got traded. What team are you on now?
Well, first I was on Lightspeed after getting traded with very little notice, and then I went to Vortex by request, and now we're going for a miracle run to bring Vortex to the frickin' finals. Excuse my language.
It's gonna be a battle, that's for sure. I mean, Chipmunks put you in quite the spot, as we said in our week in review. Why is Chipmunk 0-6? So that was an unfortunate start to the season, but they have been pulling off some wins lately. So who knows? You guys might be able to make playoffs here. And finally, Distortion has joined the lobby, so we can get this second series of the night underway very shortly.
For sure. Who do you think's gonna win? Like, what do you think the series score is gonna be?
I mean, I think Zyril or not Zyril. I think Galaxy just has a little bit more firepower than Distortion does. So my crystal ball's been a little rusty lately, but I'm gonna go with 3-1 Galaxy.
Yeah, I want, personally, like, knowing the players on both teams, I kind of want my boys in Distortion to win, but for the most part, if I want Vortex to make playoffs, I'm kind of rooting for Galaxy here, so I'm going to have to go with 3-2 Galaxy.
Yeah, it definitely could go either way in this matchup, as we mentioned before, both these teams kind of fighting for a spot at the moment, and both can be deadly on the ball, as Vokes able to sneak one by for the first goal.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate overcommit by Zuxer. Found himself kind of in a no man's land, and Vokes was able to capitalize and just sneak it past him.
Yeah, he was. He probably just wasn't expecting that touch out of the midfield, and he was driving backwards in the corner. And just an unfortunate mistake for them to give up a goal that early. Zyro on this one. Shot on the net, but blocked away by Hunch. Zuxter gonna follow it up, but Zyro blocks out the opportunity. But the net's still dangerously open, creeping above the crossbar. Where's the follow? Nobody there. And now Distortion's fighting to get this out of their half. Big clear from Hunch, but only to Zuxter. Another ball on net, but saved away by Vokes. And Zyro up the side ball, attempting a double. Misses the follow-up, and Bravo kind of pre-jumped that backboard hit. Awfully ambitious from him, but Bravo on this one. Not able to get the flick up. Hunch setting off the sidewall, and Vokes going to follow it. Great bounce off the crossbar, but nobody there to follow it up from Distortion yet. Siki on this one, but gets beat out. Hunch sending it away to the corner, and Bravo's going to have a good hit here. Off the backboard, follow-up for Zyro, but not able to get the shot on net. And now Magma, there was that quick goal from Distortion, but it's all the pressure from Galaxy right now.
Yeah, for sure. Really, just you see Distortion not being able to get out of the ball or out of their half. And now we're going to see an open net.
Because he barely sneaks it in there. I don't think he had the boost.
Yeah, he would have seen that in his nightmares if he managed to miss that one on stream.
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate for sure. And I thought actually the player that got the demo coming in from behind was going to follow through the demo and bump him off the ball or something, but able to secure that goal. As finally, after all that pressure, they put up 6 shots once they started that barrage and finally was able to sink one through, just barely slipping it past the last defender.
Yeah, if you're going to win in the rival league, you have to make sure that you can get the ball out of your half and you don't let the other team slowly kind of starve you of your boost, and then eventually you're going to get scored on if they're taking 6 shots in your half on 1 possession.
Yeah, they just pounded it off that backboard time and time again, and eventually one miss came out. That's what allowed that opportunity to happen. But now Bravo in the corner, not able to send it out to the middle for a pass. Zyro kind of awkward on the sidewall, waiting for Siki to send it. And not the greatest 50 coming out from that Galaxy player, but either way, Zyro trying to follow it, but he has all the time in the world as the Distortion players had no idea what he was doing. And still just a scuffle in the corner. Zuxter sending it back in there. Back out to the middle, but a good 50 away. Bravo on the dribble now. Off the sidewall from Siki, good pass back to Vokes. And now Distortion finally able to get out of their defensive half as almost an opportunity comes out. 2 players in the corner, and Hunch is going to take it away from Vokes. As a pinch comes out, and Zyro's going to transition down the field, waiting for Vokes to hit this. Beating out one. Trying to get another opportunity, but a double commit comes out. Bravo needs to hit this shot, and he does. They kind of got bailed out right there from that double commit.
Yeah, you also saw Hunch. I think he wanted to hit the ball there, but I thought he was just going for boost. But
Yeah,
definitely misplay.
Yeah, it was a double commit on both sides, and luckily enough for Galaxy, they were able to. One of their players was able to hit it and send it out to the middle as there was just no defense left. And Bravo put a strong enough shot on for it to go in, as Hunch almost able to get a counterattack here. Vokes on the ball, getting a power shot on, and Siki comes flying off the wall, but it gets saved out by Bravo. That was a good opportunity right there. And Bravo trying to bait somebody in. It doesn't quite work out as he was trying to wait for the boost. And another double commit, but Siki almost able to follow it up off the backboard. That would have been something. Now Bravo on the dribble again. Rotating around in the corner, waiting for a hit to come out. Zuxter setting it off the back wall, trying to attempt a double, but not able to get it. And now Magma, Distortion, they've been under fire this whole game. And they've almost had a few crazy opportunities, but they're going to have to pull something out here. And what do you think they have to do?
Well, I feel like most of their opportunities are solo plays or capitalizing on Galaxy's mistakes like there. But, like, we haven't really been seeing many team plays, and their rotations don't seem very fluent at the moment.
Yeah, actually, now that you bring it up, I I don't think that there's been much passing on other side in this game one. It's kind of just trying to beat out one defender or smack it off the back wall. Just beating and getting those individual touches past another player. But like you mentioned, there was that big double commit bump on the Galaxy side, and that was just easy pickings for that Distortion player. As now they're on the ball again. It's going to be an awkward bounce down. Bravo's not able to find the touch. Folks, not really the greatest opportunity, though, as it was lofting too high above the net. Another pass out to the middle, and another double commit for Galaxy. As now the backboard's undefended. Zyral coming out with a whiff. Zuckster luckily able to get the save away, though. And now, is Distortion able to find a goal here, or is it going to go to overtime? As the ball's lofting in front of the net, Sicky off the crossbar, hunch up, and he almost puts it in, but Bravo with a great save on the goal line. And now, what do you think, Magma, now that the momentum's starting to swing back the other way for Distortion?
Honestly, it could go either way at this point. We're seeing Distortion kind of starting to sustain an offense, but one double commit and Galaxy wins the game.
Yeah, I think that's been a problem on both sides. Maybe, I would definitely say one goal on each side has been caused by a double commit. And the communication for these players, expecting it to be slightly better at this level, but when you have so many opportunities off your backboard and nobody's there, it's kind of forcing a double commit. So there's just not enough time to communicate as somebody needs to go, and better to have two people go than nobody at all. There's a shot coming on from Zyral. Still dangerous in front of the net. It's going to float in off the misplay.
I mean, there we kind of saw Sticky left mostly alone behind, and then I honestly almost feel bad for him. He pushed up. I think he might have thought he had a back post there, like, and someone behind him, so he pushed up, but then realized no one was there to bail him out, and ended up just lobbing right over him.
Yeah, it was, like you mentioned, it was kind of an unfortunate situation for Sicky to be in right there, but I mean, that's kind of it's not the hardest play to make. He had the read, and he just kind of belly flopped it down. He could have easily sent it away to the corner, and just unfortunately another mistake for Distortion, as they were kind of starting to swing that momentum back in those past few minutes to try and steal that game one from Galaxy, but now Galaxy are able to take that game one off a crucial mistake.
Yeah, I think at this point in the series, they really are going to need to adjust their mindset to try to make less mistakes than the other opponent and really try to play consistent over speed.
Yeah, you brought up that passing game, and since no passes are coming out, it's simply just going to be those individual opportunities or trying to bait in a mistake or wait for the mistake to happen, and that's kind of what happened in that game one. But let's see if any of the teams can adapt here. Maybe pulling out a few passes, or I don't even think there was even a demo in that game one. At least I can't recall there being one, so maybe a few demos need to come out.
Yeah, no, demos are very effective, especially in the rival league, because it's not like the Titan League where it's much more organized, but like the game or speed of the game is much faster. So when you're able to get like a good back post demo, it really can throw everything off and make players go from Parallax to reacting. But there's a demo.
That's not quite what I was looking for or asking for when I asked for a demo, but man, he just got ace combated out of the air, called in the airstrike. Man, and then Zyral was trying to go up for an air dribble, and he had the open backboard, but man, he just got taken out of the play right there.
I mean, it's something, I guess.
I mean, if that's what Distortion's got to do to stop the Galaxy offense, I mean, by all means, call in the strike force. As Zyral, he's awkward on top of the net here, and luckily, nobody there for Distortion was able to capitalize on that opportunity. As Bravo gets dunked out hard, another double commit, but luckily Zyral was able to make a great touch at the corner. That was honestly a great read from him.
I think Distortion might be listening to stream, because you can tell they're going for more demos, but as I say that, maybe both teams are listening to stream, because now this game we're seeing just a full-out war between the two teams.
Yeah, I know I saw Teskimo in chat earlier. He's feeding the information through Morse code. But yeah, there's been like 4 or 5 demos, and honestly, Galaxy's almost coming out with a few highlight reel plays off the backboard. and almost a double tap off the sidewall. But now,
Yeah, well, oh, you can go.
oh, sorry. I was gonna say hasn't been a goal yet as we're approaching the halfway point, and been a lot of strange opportunities. There's one right there.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is double tops tend to be pretty effective in the rival league, especially against teams that aren't defending the backboard. But like we were saying in game one, it's just you make a mistake, it gets capitalized on. That's all this series has been.
Yeah, and I think the last defender there for Distortion, he just didn't think it was gonna go in, but they get one back right here. Great shot, top left off the kickoff.
Yeah, this is a really interesting series. I'm starting to question what league this is. We're just not seeing the same consistent, speedy play that you would expect from low grand champs.
Yeah, well, like like you mentioned to start off the series, these two teams are middle of the pack, so they've had flashes of brilliance, but they've also shown the mistakes that can be made as another big one comes out from Siki on the sidewall, and that almost leaves the net vulnerable on the other side. But yeah, I was gonna say for that first Galaxy, oh my, as another big whiff comes out there, is that I think the last Distortion player, he thought that one was gonna bounce off the crossbar, and at the last second he realized it was gonna float in, and it just wasn't enough, but they were able to get one back right after the kickoff. Is Zyral up, almost getting a great backboard read, but blocked out by Hunch, and now there has been a few lingering mistakes that have stayed from game one, but there's been a lot of good defense and a lot of good shot opportunities in this game too.
Yeah, for sure. Game one was much more of a, I would say, a mess, while this one is just a lot of weirder opportunities arising.
Yeah, I think both teams are playing a bit more faster. Even though there was higher goals in the first game, it looked like both teams were playing a little bit more safer, maybe just that slower rotation to start off game one, but definitely a more fast-paced game two. Zyral up for this, and he has no boost. He can't quite get it on target. Ball in front of the net, and it's going to get sent out. Zyral's now the last man back with 0 boost, and he's going to get dunked out. Zuckster able to get back in time, though. His Hunch with a shot here. Blocked out by Zyral again. His counterattacks almost coming out for Distortion again. And I think the last time I saw Distortion on stream, that's definitely something that they were doing. They were found on the defense a lot, but they had these quick defensive or offensive counterattacks that would come out. As the net Zyral off the backboard, almost able to find that touch. And one thing I didn't bring up for Zyral was that, or maybe I did, he showed up in that Saturday night Rocket League match for a Titan League matchup, and he honestly looked really good. He, in fact, looked like the best player on Nebula at the time. And he's showing up big in this game too.
Yeah, I was watching that, and you can even tell right now, Zyral, I'm pretty sure he got a full shot there.
I think Zyral bumped Hunch off, I think. Yeah, he bumped him off the ball, so Zyral coming up big again.
I mean, it might have been that really small touch that Hunch got because of Zyral's bump that put that in.
Yeah, it wasn't really the greatest showing off of defense there, but the bump comes out. And, man, there was no bumps or demos in game one, but, man, there was a lot of demos to start off this game, and now Galaxy's second goal comes off a bump. As now Distortion with less than 10 seconds left, they're going to have to find something here. Great pinch off the sidewall, another double commit. Ball kind of in front of the net, but 0 seconds, they're going to have to find something.
Oh! I thought we might have seen a foam part 2, but...
Yeah, almost, but Hunch, he could have maybe, it wasn't an easy touch to try and get to the middle, but he could have maybe doinked it. And I think Siki was there waiting in the midfield for that doink. And it wasn't an easy opportunity, but once again, Distortion losing another close 1-goal game. And now they're going to find themselves in a reverse sweep situation. And the way Galaxy is playing, I don't know if they're gonna be able to come back, as Zyral's asking how many goals he's at, and it's gonna be a solid numero uno.
Yeah, and I'm really noticing Distortion. Their biggest Achilles heel right now is probably their defense. They're just not playing the clean defense that I've seen them play before.
Yeah, it definitely looked a lot better in that game too on both sides, but there was just that one misplay that came out on defense that allowed that bump play to come out. As now Bravo here going for the double tap, misses it, but Zyro with the quick and easy follow-up.
I mean, what I noticed there was all three players ended up kind of in net awkward. No one challenged the ball early, giving him a free shot in net.
Yeah, I think it was Sicky. He was on the backboard and he just kind of fell off the very bottom of it, and he was that guy who needed to make that touch, as both of the other players were awkward in the net, expecting a clear to come out. And that just left Galaxy free reign to put a shot on. It seems like Bravo and Zyro are just fighting for the ball in this series, trying to get the flip reset to appease me, or just some sort of double tap play.
I mean, I said a flip reset musty double touch and they get a free sub.
Yeah, well, I made it a little bit easier. Just the flip reset was enough for Bravo, but I was asking Zyro to get quite a few goals, and he was able to come up with one in this game, but he only has 2. He needs 3 more. So depends on how much Zyro wants that sub. If they're going to throw a few games to see if he can get more goals, he's going to steal that one there. Now getting a little bit closer to that 5-goal mark.
Yeah, at this point, it seems like he's just trying to farm his stats, maybe get a player of the week. I mean, that's the best way to get it, is you kind of have to leave your teammates behind and steal all their stats. Survival status.
That's one way to do it, that's for sure. But yeah, now, all joking aside, now Distortion kind of unfortunate defensive plays that have been happening for them, and Galaxy able to put in 2 within a minute, and now they're going to have to look at a 2-goal comeback here as a pass comes out, but not able to really send it back onto the offense. Hunch off the backboard now, Sicky in the midfield sending it off to the side. Sexter's going to cut it off and send it back, and now all 3 Distortion players right next to each other, and somehow didn't get punished right there. Sicky up for this, kind of fakes the ball up, but gets the shot on target. That was almost dangerous, but once again, Galaxy coming up with these clutch saves on the goal line. And now, you think they should pull out some more demos to try and score, Magma?
Definitely. I think Distortion just needs more pressure all around. They're kind of all clumping in one place, and just that kind of got them scored on a double commit, and Bravo dusted them both.
Yeah, I think either one of those players that were up should have made that touch and could have made that touch, but once again it stemmed from a poor clear attempt from Hunch. He just kind of got another light touch back out to the middle, and that's how they got scored on to end off that game too, and it bites them again here, as now there's a sense of overwhelming momentum for Galaxy. And now Distortion, they're already in the reverse sweep scenario, but now they're going to have to find a 3-goal comeback. As the net's somewhat open here and they're able to get one back, that could be the start.
Yeah, that's just the goal they needed, around right on time for them to really be able to stay comfortable with getting a comeback. And now I'll give them, like, let's go with, right now their comeback percentage is like 25% chance.
That could be respectable, I suppose. But the way Galaxy is playing is Zyro with a great air dribble, almost able to get a good goal there. But the only reason that goal happened is, like I mentioned, Zyro and Bravo, they're kind of just fighting for the ball. As another case of Distortion, all 3 players just right next to each other, either miscommunication.
The net was wide open.
Yeah, they could. One of them could have scored.
Yeah,
and then it just goes back in on the other side, but man, unfortunate for them.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think Distortion's kind of falling apart. They really need to take a deep breath and realize that 3 goals, 2 minutes, it is possible. They just need to get their guts together and, like, just step it up. There's still time.
Yeah, there definitely is still time, but the way this pressure is coming on, as another goal is going to come in for Galaxy, I think it's all but over at this point. But man, Distortion, they had so many opportunities if they just weren't all clumped together on the offense and the defense, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, I kind of wanted to see Distortion play good. I have scrimmed against them plenty of times, and they're a solid team. They're just not playing at their best right now, and it's a shame to see them playing like subpar, especially on stream.
Yeah, it's another missed opportunity there for them as Zyril may be getting his 5th goal here, but he misses. And the net's going to be open again, and they finally get one back again.
Maybe
But
a
now
comeback.
they're going to have to find another 3 goals with only 1:17 left on the clock. And I honestly think the only reason they're scoring is because Bravo and Zyril are just playing like monkeys at this point.
Yeah, I think they're having a little bit of fun with it, which is always good to see on stream.
Yeah, Bravo is. I think Bravo's trying to stop Zyril from getting 5 goals. As hold on, off the kickoff, Distortion might have a little life left in him.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This might be the start of a comeback.
It was a great pass from Bravo though, if I do say so myself. But yeah, now another good kickoff here. Can they get another one? Almost able to find the shot on net. As Vokes up off the back wall. Siki going up off the sidewall, got a lot of boost. Zuxter should have an easy hit here though, and he does. Another double commit coming out for Distortion, but they get the shot on as a terrible hit from Bravo. And at this point, I have to wonder if they're throwing to see if Zyril can get a 5th goal in Game 4. And if that's the case, I'm not going to gift him the sub, as it's looking a little intentional at this point.
Might be one of the best comebacks on stream of all time, really. Especially if they're able to pull this series back.
Another double commit coming out for Galaxy, and another case of Distortion not knowing who to go for that ball, but luckily Hunch, he kind of just realized the error there and just went for it, as he thought Siki was going to go. Bravo with a musty hit off the sidewall, and this is going to leave Zyril with a shot. Not able to go in though, as it's sent off to the side. Bravo last back, and he makes a good touch up the sidewall. Ball getting boomed down the right side. Hunch is going to be there. Kind of faking out that first offender. As the net's somewhat open, Vokes almost able to put it in. No follow-up from the third man. Siki was playing a little bit too safe, and I think with about 10 seconds left, you got to be a little bit more aggressive. Hunch on this one. Misses it, and Vokes going to send it to the corner. Bravo there, though. Off the sidewall again. Now they're going to have to find another 0-second goal. Bravo slinging out to the mid. Nobody's quite there. Zyril trying to put a shot on. Ball still loitering. Hunch off the sidewall, and the ball's almost going to fall as Bravo keeps it up. Somebody stop Zyril from getting this 5th goal. Okay, there
he dropped it. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I really wanted them to make a comeback. I would have been so happy for Distortion there. But end of the day, I think Galaxy deserved the win much more. But I mean, I can't wait to hopefully see have a rematch later in the playoffs.
Yeah, it was. And despite the way Galaxy was playing in that Game 3, they were kind of memeing a little bit, and Zyril and Bravo were kind of just fighting for the ball there. It was another 1-goal loss, and all 3 of the games in the series were 1-goal losses. And Distortion, they look good on offense at times, but it was just that tight rotation from them where they would all be loitering in the midfield or even on defense, and it's just nobody knew who to go for it, or somebody made a mistake leaving the last 2. And kind of an unfortunate spot as, man, they had 13 shots in this game 3.
Yeah, they actually outshot Galaxy, but they weren't sinking in their shots and like they weren't finding the back of the net at all. But I mean, at least they went out with a fight at the end of the game, and they can always come back next series.
Yeah, and I think after that, that's going to put both teams at an even 6-6. So now that playoff race even tighter in both conferences. And it was kind of a disappointing showing from Distortion. Like you mentioned, I'd like to see them do a little bit better next time they're on stream or just in their future matches. But now Galaxy coming out with somewhat of a very convincing 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to seeing Galaxy versus Parallax They are fighting over the last spot in the Eastern Conference, so that'll be a really good match to see in the future. And Galaxy, how they played today, I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to take that third spot in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, I think I don't think they were putting in a lot of effort today. They, like I said, they were kind of memeing on the field, and I think if they put their full effort in, they could be very dangerous in the playoffs if they do in fact make it there. But we'll have to wait and see. But for now, our third matchup of the night is going to be the Bishops versus Motion in our Challenger League, and we'll be right there after the break. Don't want to miss it.